Hello and welcome. Happy to have you here for Peace of Night, a podcast created to help you drift to sleep, distract the brain without being too distracting, or play as calm background noise while you're doing something like drawing, homework, gaming, and so on. There will be no ads rolling through the duration of the podcast, so no worries about loud spikes in audio or random startling noises. If you'd like to support the channel and or the series, please consider buying me a coffee, or checking out my merch store or my music. There will be links in the description to those. Without further ado, here's Peace of Night. Hi! So it's been a really long time since I made one of these, and I do apologize. I just have not felt like I've been able to sit down and just record myself talking for like an hour. Which is ridiculous because part of the reason why I don't start these in the first place is usually I don't have topics to talk about. And then a bunch of stuff proceeded to happen, and then I proceeded to have a bunch of topics to talk about, only for those topics to be like 3 months old now. Anyways, hi, it's been so long. I'm pretty sure the last Sleep Aid podcast was like a couple months before Artfight. So, it has been way too long for anyone that obviously enjoys this podcast and stuff. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to record today because my voice has just been consistently hoarse for like a week, or almost, I think like 3 weeks now. So I've been struggling to do any sort of like vocal recordings, and any vocal recordings that I've done this month has literally been like while I'm hoarse, like while I feel it in my voice. And it's frustrating because there's like voice stuff that I want to audition for as well. And I keep going, I can't record because my voice like hurts. So it's been a little frustrating, but I want to do this. I want to do more sleep aid stuff because it's something that I care about, and it is one of my babies. One of my projects that I like want to do. But anyways, stuff that's been new. Oh my gosh. So I believe this was the last Sleep Aid. I had talked about replaying the MegaMan Star Force games. I had replayed the MegaMan Star Force games. And then I found out recently that MegaMan Star Force is finally getting a legacy collection. I kid you not. I had not gotten that excited since the Sonic movie. Since Sonic Movie 3, the Sonic Movie 3 ending cutscene. I literally don't think I've gotten that excited since then. I was like shaking. I had been wanting this for so long, and they finally gave it to us. Some Mega Man fans are like, frick that, we don't want that. I don't care. I'm so happy. I couldn't have asked for anything more. I'm really happy to see like that game and that franchise get more attention again, because I feel like it's totally deserved. The writing is so good in that game. But that happened. Then The Amazing Digital Circus episode 6 I kind of want to also touch up on briefly, because that episode, I thought okay, so I want to kind of add a little bit of context surrounding this. The first episode of The Amazing Digital Circus, I didn't really care about Jax. He was not a character that was of any point of interest to me. I didn't really know him, I didn't really care about him, but the more that the series went on, the more I became like a solid diehard Jax fan. So episode 6 of The Amazing Digital Circus, just like something clicked in my brain, and all of a sudden I wanted to buy like $200 in Jax merchandise. He is such a complex, interesting character, and like he was so well written in episode 6, and it just further proves that point of he is like a super in-depth, interesting character, and tries to put everyone in these archetypes and fails miserably because they're not archetypes, they're human. it's just really good. And I do apologize, I kind of went into that and like did not explain even what the Amazing Digital Circus is, but I'm sure you guys have totally heard of that. I feel like if you're probably interested in the similar things that I am. And if not, you're here to just listen to me ramble anyways, so it doesn't really matter if you know what the Amazing Digital Circus is or not. What else has happened this, like, few months? Well, Artfight happened. I do want to talk about Artfight. Oh my gosh. I had so much fun with Artfight this year. It was a little bit stressful sometimes because I just wanted to make a bunch of stuff. But one thing that I prioritized this year was making sure that I was attacking not only friends and mutuals and people that I just wanted to attack, I also made sure that I was attacking some other artists that either didn't have character attacks or very few character attacks, etc, etc. Just people that didn't get as much attention or were very new to Artfight. I wanted to make sure that they were a priority in a way, because I know how fun it is to be on the receiving end of Artfight, so I wanted to be on the giving end of Artfight, because that's what Artfight is about. It's about everyone getting together and sharing art and kind of duking it out in that way, and it's just a very fun event. It's so fun. But so many people attacked me this year. I like loved seeing everyone's art. Everyone did such a good job. I was so happy. So many people drew one of my favorite OCs, like a couple to a few times. Like people were drawing my favorite OCs and I was like, yes, join me. But Artfight was so much fun. I got to see a bunch of cool OCs. I got to see a bunch of different characters and unique characters, and so many people have so many cool designs. There was one character that I drew that was like a blueberry pie looking based character. That design was really cool to me, so obviously I drew it. But just being on the receiving end and being on the giving end of Artfight was so fun. I did burn myself out the first like week or two, which was not fun. If you do Artfight or if you do anything art related, pace yourself. But then I got like a second wind and I started doing a bunch more stuff for Artfight, and that was so much fun. I'm so glad that I participated in Artfight. It's always fun to participate in Artfight. Then I tried to go back on break, I believe, and it just has not been working out in my favor. I tried to take a break and then proceeded to be even more stressed and more, like, it just did the total opposite for me. So I ended up saying, screw it, I'm back, I guess, I don't know. And way before that, I actually had a Kingdom Hearts hyperfixation, and I literally bought like a bunch of game bundles. They were on sale for like 20 bucks or 30, and I was like, that's a really good deal. I want to play Kingdom Hearts. I'm gonna buy these games. So I bought them, played through all of them. I got to play Kingdom Hearts 3 for the first time because that was on sale, and I was like, well, I'm into Kingdom Hearts right now. I want to buy and play that. And I don't understand the hate that it got. From what I gather, a lot of people didn't like Kingdom Hearts 3 because it was not tailored to what they idealized for Kingdom Hearts 3 specifically. Because I played Kingdom Hearts 3 and there were a few moments that were kind of like, take it or leave it. But I played Kingdom Hearts 3 and had a blast. Like, it was so fun for me. So I don't really know why people didn't like the game. I think maybe people must have been biased or something from what I gather. If I had to pick a favorite world from Kingdom Hearts 3 though, it would be Toy World. I had so much fun with Toy World specifically. It really stuck out, and I know people make fun of it for the Woody, Woody roasting that Organization 13 member, or I think it was Young Xehanort, I can't remember. But Toy World just had so many fun mechanics for me, and I like toys, so just different things that they had in the game was really, really fun. And I'm patiently awaiting Kingdom Hearts 4. I really, really want Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm really curious to see the direction they're gonna go with that though, since Disney hasn't been doing a lot of animated stuff. They've been doing more live action related stuff. So I don't know how that's gonna go. And oh my goodness, I got to replay Kingdom Hearts 2, and I completely forgot just how good that game was. Oh my goodness, it is such a good game. The writing is so good, because even if you don't have context of like the organization and stuff, it still does a really good job of explaining everything without being super like annoying about it, and does a really good job of conveying the emotions that it wants to convey. It's just really good. Kingdom Hearts is a cluttered mess lore-wise, but like I totally recommend it to people because it's fun and good, especially Kingdom Hearts 2. One of the greatest games of all time, I would argue. Sonic Racing Crossworlds also happened recently. I am gonna still talk about video games. Sonic Racing Crossworlds is really, really fun. It's so much more fun than I thought it was gonna be, and I'm sorry, I saw people play the first open beta test, and it looked like a mess. And it looked like a lot going on, and the only thing that I really cared about that was the Sonic saying, "Good, not jammin'." It was like a vocal sim for me, and it still is a vocal sim for me. I'm not gonna do it right now because it would be way too loud. Then they did the second open network test, and it was on a system that I had, and it was available to me. So I downloaded it on the Switch, and I got to play it for like a few days, and I swear that is all I did, because it was so fun. I can't even begin to describe to you. They put something in that game. They put something in that game, because I kid you not, I played it for like a few hours straight when I would play it. And even though there was a lot of crashes that were going on, and a lot of like failed like connecting to lobbies types of stuff, there was a lot of failed attempts to join a game, I still wanted to play bad enough where I would like wait it out. And a game hasn't probably done that to me since like I played Fortnite. Okay, no, Deltarune did kind of do that to me. When chapters 3 and 4 released, I did want to play those a lot when they released, so I did play Deltarune pretty like a lot when that released, and Deltarune is so good of a game. I totally do recommend that as well. But Tenna Tenna was such a fun character. I love Tenna. Oh my goodness. Since then though, I had been kind of obviously in my announcement video, I'm trying to pull away from more fandom content because I want to start engaging in personal projects like the sleep aid and OC content. I've been trying to work on one of my OC stories called Heroes of Code, and start writing that and start making content towards that and start like actually make a comic series out of that. There's kind of a lot to that though, I'm realizing, because it is a lot, especially when you don't really know what you're doing and you want to make a good product. I haven't even touched it. I'll be honest, I haven't even touched it because it feels like quite a big thing, and I'm trying to simplify it for me, and that's not working. Because I get stuck on like, how do I start a comic series? Like, how do you start a series or something like that? Like a movie show, or even a movie, a TV show, a video game. How do you introduce something and have it be engaging and interesting without being super full of exposition and like a typical, plot that's not super interesting? Because I want to make sure that Heroes of Code is something that people want to engage in because it's something I care about. And I want to make a good product because that's also something I care about. And I want to make sure that I'm also doing it for me, because if I'm not doing it for me and there's not passion behind the project, then there's really no point in me doing it. And I think half of the battle with Heroes of Code, why I'm struggling so much with it, is trying to make sense of the lore. I wanted to do a MatPat type of lore, but I can't do that here. That would just not only further ruin my voice, but this is a sleep aid. Everyone is hopefully asleep by now, but if you're not, you might be drawing or something and listening to this in the background. Totally fine. That's what this is here for. But what was I saying? I stopped the video and went back in time and took a sip of my tea and I realized I was talking about OC lore and being tripped up on that, and that's kind of part of the reason I've been slightly reluctant to start. Which actually, I have technically started trying to draft up a first draft. It's just 20 pages sounds like a lot, and I don't know how I want to pace the comic yet. I don't know if I want to do a sort of group of like 2 comics equals a story, or do just one story has one story arc, one comic has a story arc, or if I want to do 2 comics, essentially 40-page story arcs, 20-page story arcs. I don't know if I just don't know the pacing of the comic, and it's been really weird to try and figure out how to start something when you don't quite understand how to pace it. And I don't know what would be better for me. I don't know if it'd be better to work with 20 to 25 pages. I don't know if it'd be better to work with 40 to 50 pages for a story, because I kind of want Heroes of Code to be a little more episodic. Kind of like if you were watching a TV show, but I don't know if I would want it to be 10-minute episodes or 20-minute episodes, or if it would just feel too like I'm trying to stretch out to 50 pages, like it won't feel super fulfilling, and I don't really want that. But then I'm worried like 20 to 25 pages will feel too rushed. So it's been hard trying to figure out like how to pace the series. And with the first, I know at least 2 comics, I will be, I want those to be a special, like, I've thought about making it a 50-page special, just like a big comic, but I know that I want that to at least be a part 1 and part 2 if I do single comic story arcs, and I've been debating if I make it a part 3 and or 4 if I do 2 comics for a story arc. So it's been really weird to try and figure out. And then I kind of stopped working on that, and then I proceeded to accidentally start developing a different short form webcomic series that just came out of nowhere, basically, and I just started doing that. I don't even know. I don't even know. I had the idea originally to make a video game, but my skill set, it's just way too daunting to even think about doing that, so I haven't. And then I had the idea to just make it like a little webcomic series, the idea that I had, and then I just it developed into its own little thing. So hopefully by the time that I publish this, it will be out. If not, spoilers, sorry. But there's been a lot going on. There has been quite a lot going on. Oh, I completely forgot. One thing that is happening is that I have finally developed and will be releasing another album. It has been since March of 2023 that I released an album, and I feel really bad about that, but music got really hard for me to do for a while, and then the songs that I was producing just was not stuff that I want to like publicly share into the world without like massive like reconfiguration. So it took me a while to develop another album, especially since there was like other stuff that I was trying to work on at the time, and music was just not a priority. But then I locked in at one point and just started making a bunch of music, and it sounded good again. and I got really passionate. One thing that I think kind of helped kickstart me would be the In a Dream barbecue song I made, Where is the Boss? That, I kid you not, was probably one of the moments of my life that I had that I made a song and it came out of me like an angel came down from heaven and provided a holy transcript for me to follow. And I did. Or something took over my body and did it for me, I don't know. But that, I want to go back to that so bad. That song is still so good to me. Like, that was on a different plane of song making, I kid you not, that I've ever had in my life. I've never had that kind of motivation, I don't think, for writing a song. But, yeah, I've been actually doing stuff. And it feels like I'm not, because it's not being produced quickly, but I keep forgetting on my end that writing music and making music and really anything creative, doing anything creative takes so much time, and I forget that. I always operate quickly, and I try and do quick projects and Twie? I try to do quick projects. Okay, sorry. I always try and do quicker related projects because my brain is it just cannot do long form projects usually. I always think that I can, and then I start doing it, and then I go, what was I thinking? And then I drop the project usually. Save for if it's a project for someone else, I will do that stuff. I will struggle, but I will do that stuff because it is not me relying on me, it is someone relying on me. And when you have people pleasing issues, you tend to do stuff. But usually I gravitate towards very short form projects or things that trick my brain into being a short form project also, because oh my, what was that? I think it was just something hitting the window. Bugs and birds will hit the window for some reason. I think that was it. Hopefully that was it. I don't think it caught on the audio either, so yay. And I forgot what I was saying again. Dang it. I gravitate towards short form content. It's just easier for me, it's quicker, I can pump out content better. I've been trying to work more on just like artistic pieces as opposed to like Instagram reels and stuff. And I've also been trying to make more content for YouTube. It's been a little bit weird because I just can't find non-copyrighted stuff to put on YouTube. So I've been struggling to kind of create content for YouTube. I should post my art on YouTube, just like the pictures that I make. I just don't think about it, and I do apologize for that. But, good news. I do have more MP quotes on the way. I have an 11 and a 12 recorded, and 11 is in process of being made. And hopefully published by the time this comes out, because these take a hefty minute and a hefty amount of energy to not only record, but to edit and publish, because I want to make sure that everything sounds nice and there's no weird noises or weird clicks or weird, plosives and different stuff. And there's oftentimes a lot of plosives. I don't know why, I always have an issue with plosives every time I record something, or nearly every time, and it is super frustrating. But I get through it. I do it. I'm probably too close to the mic is what it is, but additionally, I get confused because I have like 3 different pop filters on my mic, and that's not an exaggeration. I have a cover over my mic, then I have a little pop filter thing like right in front of my mic, and then I have a pop filter thing that kind of connects to the stand of the mic, and you can kind of move it around. And usually when I record, I fidget with it because I apparently need to fidget. Surely that's not something undiagnosed inside of me. I headcanon that I have ADHD. No. I do want to get a diagnosis eventually. I just can't justify forking over like $200 for that. That is not enough of a priority for me. I don't feel like there's other things that I want to put literally like at least $200 towards, like Jack's merch. I would love to spend $200 on Jack's The Amazing Digital Circus merch. That would be amazing. Or even just like Sonic Racing Crossworlds. I'd love to buy that, but it's really hard for me to justify $70. Thanks Nintendo for making $70 to $80 games the standard. Ugh. I just can't justify forking over that much money. I like want these games, but they're so expensive. A lot of people have been talking about Silksong, and I did try to play Hollow Knight, I believe, and I didn't really care for it, but a lot of people are like hyping up Silksong, and it's only $20, so I'm kind of like, I mean, maybe I like it, I don't know. And if so, $20 isn't, you know, that much to spend on a game, so maybe it's something to buy, maybe it's not. I don't know, but I've kind of been reluctant to want to spend money on it because I do believe I had played Hollow Knight and I just don't care for that type of gameplay style. When I play games, I'm way more interested in the story of a game. So games like Broken Age, for example. If you have not played Broken Age and you like story-related games, I totally recommend that. I want to play that again. Or a different game I liked, Psychonauts 2 specifically. I loved Psychonauts 2. Deltarune I really loved. Kingdom Hearts, obviously. MegaMan Star Force, obviously. And those are all like pretty heavy on story. So I played those and I like those. And a Dream Barbecue. Love Enna Dream Barbecue. I haven't really played the game. I played it for like 10 minutes on my brand new shiny computer. And then it got really hot really quickly because Apple and games do not mix. So I really should invest in a gaming PC. But it's kind of like, you know, gaming PC or a new art tablet. I'm going to pick the art tablet over the gaming PC. So it's kind of hard for me to justify getting some of these things when it's like, well, I kind of want other stuff first, and I will put my money towards that first. Yeah, it has been a little bit of a struggle though, because I've been feeling it today. I have been super duper tired today. I keep going to bed like later than I should be. And then I believe yesterday I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I just decided to get up. So, I'm like super tired today. And I have not been doing a lot. I've been trying to, but I did not have the energy. Then I proceeded to start recording another sleep aid episode. So I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to do stuff, but today specifically, I think just waking up at 3 a.m. yesterday has literally caused, there was one point today where I literally just I was like, should I go lay down? Should I go sleep? I felt that like tired, like I could have fell asleep probably if I let myself. Yeah, it's been rough today specifically. And I've also kind of been, oh my gosh, I just remembered another topic I can talk about. I'm sorry. If that's way too exuberant, I will cut that out. But, so I had been hearing a lot about My Hero Academia, and I kept seeing Deku. I kept hearing about this character, Deku, and I don't know why. I just saw the character, and the moment I saw the character, I was like, I need to know everything about this character, and I love him, and I would protect him with my life. So one of my friends and I have been watching through the series together, and who would have thought that, like, a really popular anime is really good? So we've been watching through that. I believe we're on, like, season 3. We just got done with one of the episodes on there that I can't tell if it's like PMS symptoms starting to show or if it was just that good, but I cried like twice. And one of the episodes I literally like cried through the episode because it was just like, yes. But oh my goodness, this show, and that's not the first time that I had like teared up through the show. The show is just so well written, and I love Deku. He is my son. I'm adopting him. I'm sorry, but he's my son, and I love him, and he's the world to me. He means everything to me. It's actually kind of like a little joke because I have like, and I kid you not, over 100 photos, 100 screenshots of Deku just on my computer now. We've been watching through the show, and I always try and like snag some screenshots because I love him. And I've been rotating through those screenshots as Discord PFPs. So I am Deku. I am the hero, and I am good at academics. But the show is really well written, and I cannot believe that, like, I feel the undiagnosed things within me, like, starting to be like, okay, I want to get a bunch of content. I want to buy things. I want to buy the series. I want to buy the mangas. I want to look at the mangas, and I saw, like, really cool statues, like, really cool figurines. I want that. There's way too many things I want. I want Jackson merch, I want MHA merch, I want Sonic Racing Crossworlds. There's too much stuff that I want to buy. I don't really want to get into spoilery stuff. I feel like, though, a lot of people probably have watched My Hero Academia by now. I do totally recommend the show. I love it so far. I have some gripes with some stuff. I have some gripes with some characters. Not gonna name names, but you would know who if you watch the show. But okay, so one thing about My Hero Academia that is like really interesting to me is that there's not a single character that feels wasted, if that makes sense. Nearly every single character that is like more of a main character literally is utilized, and like you care about that character. I don't know how they did it, but the writing is so good in that show that every character matters, and you care about every character, pretty much. You obviously have some of your favorites. Personally, a couple of my favorites would be absolutely Deku and Twice. You'll find out about Twice later, but I love Twice. Oh my goodness. There's still like a bunch of characters that I'm like, oh yeah, I love that character. Oh yeah, I love Sue. Sue's a good character. I love her. I love Uraraka. Like, I love Tenya. And even though Bakugo's a whiny little baby, don't tell him I said that, I still really enjoy Bakugo. And I feel like through the series, you can kind of see he's starting to mature in some areas, even though he's very hot-headed still, and kind of reminds me of Knuckles, but just way more elaborate and hot-headed than Knuckles. But he doesn't think, he just fights with his fists. But a lot of these characters, they still feel really important, and I would name off more characters, but I have such a difficulty remembering names. Sometimes while on call, my friend will be talking about a character, and I have to nod and smile and act like I remember which character that name goes to. So, if he watches the sleep aid, this is how he finds out. Sorry. But I think I'm gonna leave it here. I can't remember an outro, and I don't know how to end this. I do think I need to rest my voice and I'll have to edit this and make sure everything sounds good and looks good. But, yeah. That concludes this episode of Piece of Night. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you had a wonderful experience, a deep fulfilling sleep, and wake up ready to carpe diem. May peace be with you always.